What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the ACMJS Gamer here. Before we get into today's video and why you clicked on the title, I wanted to correct myself about something that I said yesterday in a previous video. If you're not in the know, The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed indefinitely. I did a video about this, and I said that one of the reasons that the studio decided to delay it indefinitely is because of the, face-to-face interactions with not being in the office. This turns out to not be true. My interpretation of what was happening is actually that the game is in the final stages of development, or the final stages of being made. They're just going back through and they're fixing the bugs in the game. With that being said, apparently the delay is because they don't want to release in the middle of this pandemic where their sales would potentially and more than likely not be as great as if they were to wait until the pandemic is over, where people can actually go out and they can buy stuff, compared to people now who go out and just buy groceries or go out to get food, or their jobs are considered essential. Even though this would boost their digital sales, they want to wait until, people who have to have the physical copy, they want to wait for everybody to get a chance to enjoy it. Um, so, with that being said, that is the correction. Naughty Dog, they're not having difficulties with the production schedule. I'm pretty sure they're still on point. It's just they want to wait till the pandemic is over. Ghost of Tsushima was even trending yesterday because everybody was wondering if it was going to get delayed as well. And we don't know. It's still on track to be released in June, but we don't know how long this pandemic is going to be over. And if Ghost of Tsushima does release in June, then the question is, when does The Last of Us Part 2 release? So that's basically what yesterday's video was. And now we're going to today's video. This was uploaded today, or actually last night. My bad. Um, and this is an interview done with Troy Baker. Um, According to Baker, there's a lot more to learn about his character in the sequel. Further, he believes that if Naughty Dog have done their job properly, everyone will question everything they know about the game, its predecessor, and the characters in the world of the series. And that's the quote that caught me to read this article was, it will make everybody question everything they know, which I think is very interesting because one of the greatest debates that's still online today is the ending of The Last of Us. And if you don't know what the ending of The Last of Us is, spoiler alert, it's where Joel decided to save Ellie from the Fireflies. And there's debate online about whether he's being selfish and he wanted her, for himself because he thought of her as a daughter, or if he should have done it, this, that, and the other. It's one of the biggest debates of all time. I have my own opinions. I'm not going to state them here. I'm just going to continue with the article. Um, what we've done such a good job of doing in The Last of Us 2 is to continue to peel back the layers and learn more about him, meaning Joel. I even learned more about Joel, and I'm the guy that walked into The Last of Us audition and said, I know the truth about Joel. I knew his truth back then, but after The Last of Us 2, I know even more of Joel's truth. If we have done our job right, people will question everything about The Last of Us 2. I want fans to be able to challenge their own ideas about what this game is, what the world is, and who the characters are. Everything. So essentially, this is more than the first game. If you remember, back in the first game, you're like, this story seems so simple. If you think about the objectives given throughout the game, the first objective is when you're with Tess, and it's go get the guns. It's like, okay, so we have to go get the guns, but then through the process of having to go and getting the guns, you're met with different obstacles you have to work through. After, you go get the guns, the simple objective is deliver the girl. And it's like, whoa, that's so simple when you put it like that, but there's so many things to do in between. those things. And like I said, the ending is still a debate. It's, did he do the right thing, or should he have let them, operate? And it's very interesting to see that here. What we've done such a good job of doing is continue. Wait, did I already read this? Yes, I already read that. Sorry. According to Baker, he heard the final pitch for the game's story in 2016, which was 4 years ago. And when he did, he was completely blown away. That said, he also suggests everyone go into the game with an open mind. I don't really know. I mean, I know what that means. It's, go into the game, don't really expect anything, and, be open to things. But we'll see what he means by that when we play it eventually. I want people to go in open-minded to this story, allow Joel and Ellie to tell their story, not the story that people think they want to be told. If people go in open-minded to this thing, they think they'll have a completely different experience than if they go in closed-minded. I think it was about a year after that when Druckmann said, "Come to my house, I want to talk to you through the story." And after about an hour, he reached the end. At first, I was very diligent in taking notes, and I was like, "Yes, oh, that's great. I just want to make sure of." But by the end of it, he was silent. Like was sat at the feet of the greatest storyteller. It was an amazing story. So basically, he's saying that when Neil Druckmann was pitching the game, the story overall arcing story, Troy Baker was originally like taking down notes, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, like this is good." But then at the end, he was just kind of like paying attention. He wasn't so focused on taking notes. He just wanted the experience. Um, Baker continued noting that he's not sure whether people are going to love or hate the story, but he's sure it will leave a lasting impression, much like the first game. If you did not like the ending, like I said, this is the third time now, very controversial. It will make you want to debate, which is very interesting. The different things, I guess, that they're going to show and challenges and whatnot, whether you like the story or not, will be up for debate, I suppose. So here are now, I think, 3 or 4 years from that moment of him first having the idea to now being literally days away from it being released. This was before it was delayed indefinitely, the game. And again, we find ourselves in the same position of, I don't know whether people are going to like it or they're going to hate it, but they definitely will not be ambivalent about it. So that was the end of the article. I just wanted to give the update on the previous video. That was my bad. And I wanted to also update this. That's very interesting that it will quote unquote question everything you know about the game, the characters, the story, and where they're going to go. Because to be honest, they've given like subtle hints as to where they're going through different subtle hints through different avenues, if you will, through different game stories and trailers, or not game stories, different gameplay trailers. And they've given sudden hints, and I'm not going to go into detail on those because they are a part of the story, but it is technically spoilers for the story. There are several theories out there as to what it could be, but we don't have any confirmation on any of it yet. So that will be interesting to see. I am absolutely heartbroken because that was going to be my first Let's Play back on this channel, and now it looks like the first one will be Ghost of Tsushima, unless it gets delayed as well. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.